Yo, what's up, guys? Kobe Cheese here. Gonna be doing my Volibear champion first impressions and a bit of discussion on how I think this champion stacks up in the current meta, how he's gonna be played, and how you can expect to be seeing him. Now, right now, Volibear, you can tell by his passive, is a real big heal bait champion. His passive works like Mundo's. It's very strong, actually. It's on a 2-minute cooldown because of how strong it is. It'll heal him for 30% of his maximum health. So that right away already tells you that Volibear is built to scale based off of HP. Not only that, but his W, which is a direct damage ability that does an extremely large amount of damage, will scale off of health too. So if you have a large amount of HP, you're going to do a giant chunk of damage with that W. Not only does it do damage based on your HP, but it does damage based on their missing HP. So similar to last patch when we had Fizz, where his W auto attack does damage based on missing HP, this champion is another one that is good at executing. So he's a great executing champion, taking people out at low HP, and that's great. Unfortunately, it is actually a really short range. It's like basically the same as his auto attack range, so it's kind of hard to get off if they're running away. It would have been a lot nicer if it was more the range of Warwick's. But anyways, some of his other stuff is pretty cool. He's got a Singed style knockback ability that gives him speed. So, Singed has to pop his ult to get more speed, or just has to get, speed items to run faster. Whereas Volibear, he's got his Q, boom, dash, and run faster for 4 seconds, boom, pop him back. Pretty strong. It's a nice ability. It doesn't do a crap load of damage, but it's not supposed to. It's an initiation ability. It allows you to reposition the enemy champion where you want them. So it's a nice ability. I like it. The E, it's okay. It's cool for if you're going to be playing Volibear in the lane. I tried Volibear several times in the jungle, several times in the lane, and what I noticed is that if you're going to be playing him, for example, top lane, you want to go in and do a little burst harass. You want to use your, you get your 3 stacks up of your W. By the way, you have to attack 3 times for your W. I think that sucks. I don't know why they put that in place. I mean, it just makes Volibear even worse, but I'll talk about that later. So you get your 3 attack stacks up, you run in, you Q them, you W them, you auto attack, and you fear those creeps at the same time. Basically, you do all that all at once, and so that you don't take a lot of creep backlash, and then you can run back. And it's a good little poke thing. So it's good in the lane. I like what they did with the little fear, and then it's a slow, so it allows you to kind of chase people down. I think the slow is not that strong because it's not a very long AoE, and it doesn't last too long, so people can usually just run away from you, since if you have to slow down and auto attack them, people are going to eventually outrun you anyways, and you won't be able to get in range of your slow. I mean, your Q is not that long, or it's actually pretty long cooldown, so you won't be able to just keep spamming Q to chase people down. So he's not like Skarner, where he can just keep people slowed immensely. So he's not going to be able to stick to people. He's more of just initiate, touch you back, and do a little bit of burst. So right now, I think that Volibear is actually pretty great in a one-on-one or small skirmish type of situation. However, in the current meta, I do not feel that he's actually all that strong. And if he were implemented several months ago, perhaps he would be better. The reason I say this is because, well, for one thing, this new jungle that they released is more for quick junglers, and he'll really quickly get behind if he doesn't stay there and farm. Plus, he doesn't farm very fast in the first place. But it does feel like he kind of belongs in the jungle. He's got a great, jump out of the jungle, initiate, but he doesn't do a ton of damage when he's in the jungle. He actually does do more damage when you build him as a jungler, because you have to get that wriggles, and you'll do more damage with that. He's not as tanky, obviously, in this case, but in any case, you get the idea. I did like to play him in the lane. I played him against some Nasus. He did really well because, well, I mean, there's no ranged harass from Nasus, and you can actually do quite a large amount of damage to Nasus in return, and the fact that you have your passive allows you to sit there and heal bait him over and over and over, and that works out really, really well. You can lane against some other champions quite well that are pretty susceptible to getting hit like that, so you can just run up, knock them back, hit them. But I don't know. I don't feel like he's the best choice. There's a lot of other champions that can do what he does, but a lot better. So the problem that I see with Volibear is when it comes to actual team fighting and things like that. You go into a team fight, and you're just going to get smashed or kited or whatever. The reason for this is because while you do build him a lot of HP, and he's got that passive and it heals him up a whole lot, usually with the HP build, you obviously don't build a lot of resists, so you're susceptible to a lot of burst. And if you get bursted past your passive, then you're dead, obviously. And another thing is that he really sucks to anyone who has any kind of slow or CC or anything like that, because the only thing that makes Volibear good is if he can stand there and auto attack people over and over and over. His ultimate does a crap load of damage. I'm talking like, if he can sit there and auto attack you and your team, he's just gonna wreck everything. But That's if. That's a big, big if. In the several games that I played him, there was probably only like one team comp that I was playing against that was actually able to do this effectively. It was very rarely in a situation that I can run in and pop my ultimate and actually get in several auto attacks to make it useful. In most cases, I was usually bursted down or kited or pushed back, and then the actual cooldown wore off, and then I was useless. That's what I really realized. Now, I don't know. That's my experience on him. I think that he's the type of champion that you'll go one game, you'll get like 10-0, and you'll just wreck people. And then the next team, you're going to be against like a Janna and a Nasus, and you get into the team fight, and they just slow you and kite you, and they've got like an Ezreal, and boom, he jumps away and shoots you. And there's absolutely nothing you can do, and you're useless. When you're playing him, you do want to pick up. Let's just talk about how you will play him. I like to build him with a Warmogs just because he's a champion that scales on HP. Gives you the most amount of HP whatsoever. You can, if you're in the lane, you can also go for Wriggles. The Wriggles does give him a lot of extra damage with that super attack speed boost from his W. It's nice to have that extra damage, and you get a little bit of armor, so it is good to have the Wriggles whether you're laning or jungling. I tried to build him without the Wriggles in the lane, and I did okay because I just wanted to go straight up tank and go into Aegis and things like that. But you may want to go for that Wriggles. It's a smart choice. There's a lot of different ways to build him, so I can't even give you like a defined build. You pretty much have to depend on looking at the enemy team and saying, okay, are they mostly magic? Are they mostly armor? Should I build lots of HP? Because you can build him with an Aegis. You can build him with a Spirit Visage for the cooldowns, which cooldowns on him are actually really strong. So a lot of different things you can do. You can even build him all DPS if you wanted to, and he does quite a bit of damage, but he's really squishy in that case because, like I said, he's built based on HP. But he tries to do a job of initiating, but with not the innate tankiness, because if you're all building health, then you're not building resist, and you can be burst easily. And he does great with the non-burst teams since his passive does heal the crap out of him. Other than that, though, guys, I don't think you're going to be seeing a lot of Volibear. You'll probably see him here and there, but he's not going to be a top pick. I'd say wait for a free week to try him out. Don't buy him right away, and we'll see how the pros play him. Honestly, though, I don't see him being anywhere near as strong as any of the recent releases. Fizz came out. We knew right away that he was going to be super strong. Volibear, on the other hand, I think that's a pretty hit or miss one. And so that's my thoughts. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you around for the next one. Please hit that like button if you enjoyed it. Share it with your friends, and I'll see you around for the next one. This is Kobe Cheese. Peace out.